are on.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Natural Nerds. We're a bunch of us friends who live all over the country, get together to play D&D 3, sometimes 4 times a week. We live, again, all across the country, but we don't let that stop us from doing what we love. One quick announcement for tonight. We do have some new merch in the merch shop, continuing our ability score line of products. We currently have a backpack based off dexterity. We also have our old one based off constitution. Um, but that's all I'm going to say about that for now. And let's get right into it. We are currently, our players are currently in a frozen cave on Kelvin's Cairn. And if everybody could please roll me a straight d20, and I will go down the line and
Um,
call you out.
DM.
Yes, yes.
Could I sit this one out just because I wasn't here last week to do a recap?
Yeah, 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 that's fair. Okay. Laughter.
I'm afraid, 19?
19. Okay. Dante?
17.
17. Okay. Soren?
I've got 9.
9. Okay. And Sakura?
That'll be a 13.
13. Alrighty. Dante?
How did I know? Okay, so not too much. This one's not too bad. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, once discovering the deceased Asterix, Asterix, yeah,
Yep.
and the blue boots, and finding out that the blue boots were just blue boots. We headed back down the cave to find, or down the mountain to the cave to find shelter, and we all took watches after consoling our little halfling friend.
I'm a
Uh,
tiefling.
not you, the halfling, not you. Anyways, after consoling our little halfling friend and everyone resting for the night, Laughter and slash Blave and Sakura had a nice little talkie poo, and then Vlayan took his watch along with Laughter, and then Soren and Dante were gonna have a nice little talkie poo, and then Craig Cats came in and started trying to flank us and climb up the cliffside, where a battle ensued once again, and we killed the Craig Cats, and yeah, back to our rest.
Okay, and I believe we're starting off where Dante and Soren are going back to keep watch next to the ice, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so let me move y'all over there. Okay. So as you sit down, it's it's very quiet now, kind of. You got wind echoing through the icy cavern walls, letting off these almost high-pitched bells from the way that the wind is colliding in the ice. And Dante, you sit almost in some quiet contemplation after what just happened, and you feel yourself get very warm, and you hear that voice again say, "You've done well, exactly as I'd hope you would." And in your hand, Soren, you see this as well. You don't hear the voice, but you see this. Flames start to erupt from Dante's hands, and this old and worn book, as the flames start to dissolve, and they leave behind this old worn leather book that looks very familiar to you, Dante. from a dream you once had.
I'm going to look down at the book. Look over to Soren. Well, I was hoping to ask you about this book in particular. I was gonna see if I could draw the symbols, but seems I have it now.
As you look over at me, my hands and my eyes are completely frozen and glassed over, and like I'm holding them up, ready to just like, the fuck's going on, man? And then slowly lower them down. So that's the book.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Yeah. I don't know how it's come into my possession at this point. It was only in a dream. I'm gonna open the book.
Okay, you open it and you see in it. What languages do you speak?
Common and undercommon.
Undercommon? Okay. So, written in Undercommon, you see spells that you've been working on honing, as well as some invocations that you both could know and have the possibility to learn. However, you don't see the writing or the sigils that you saw in your dream.
This is well before Soren it had your language in it, but now it doesn't. Can I take like a stick, if there's a stick or a bone, use a bone or something, and try to remember that main sigil on the carpet and stuff and that was also in the book, and
You
draw.
absolutely can.
Okay. I'm gonna draw it in the snow.
So
Or
for
for
that,
Soren to see.
I'd say give me a general intelligence check to see how accurate you could make it.
That's shitty. An 8.
An 8. So you get a line wrong here, a line wrong there, but you get it generally what you think might be the general sense of it. Soren, are you taking a look at it?
Yeah, and I'd also like to keep an eye around real quick, just before I take a look at the book.
Okay, well, you're keeping an active perception check? Or you're keeping an active perception?
Yeah, as well. I do want to look at the book, but I'd like to just take a quick look around before, just to scope the surroundings, if possible.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay, not bad, not bad. That's a 12.
Okay, besides the whistling of the winds and every once in a while the faint of the mountain goats that live around here, you're not really able to sense any kind of danger. You don't hear the now familiar sounds of yetis or anything. Everything does seem fairly calm currently.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the book as well.
Okay, give me. What are you trying to? Well, he drew the sigil out for you. What?
In the snow. Yeah.
In the snow. What? What are you trying to figure out about it?
Would I recognize the sigil? Essentially, like, what does it mean? Can I read it? And generally, even, do I get any sort of any sensing from the book that I should be wary of, that or he should be wary of, just like inside the book? Kind of, or, like that's anything I can read that he might not be able to, things like that.
Give me a Arcana.
Okay. Hey. It's a natural 17, so an 18.
18. Okay. You are getting a pretty strong magical sense from the book. Looking at the sigil, you can tell it's wrong, so you pick up a stick and start kind of wiping spots out and fixing lines here and there. And you can make out that the sigil is a binding sigil. It's very familiar to other ones you may have seen or come across in your magical studies and everything. And the book, you are getting a very strong, almost dark, and very hot sense from it. Like when you look at it, it almost makes you, especially you being who you are, makes you uncomfortable with how hot it gets when you start to kind of tune into its energies. And you can sense it's very old. Older than maybe it predates some of the stories of your people, even. So it's hard to get a good gauge on that in specific, but you can tell it is very old and very powerful. And it almost doesn't make sense how a book this ancient can still be held together. And you see, as you start to kind of almost trance with this book, trying to get a good feel for it, you feel this, it almost feels like a blazing hot hand made of fire pushes your face back from it, and you get a, again, very dark and possessive feeling from it.
I'm gonna need that book to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
What, the book to make a Constitution saving throw?
Hold on.
I don't have stats for the book.
Hold on. Let me see. It says. The book can be destroyed, but it doesn't have any hit points or anything.
So I'm not really trying to destroy it. Essentially what I'm doing, I'm frostbite, so like I feel that flaming hand against my face. I'm going to push a freezing hand back against it and see what happens, essentially.
That's dope.
Damn. Dante, can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Me?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Alright. Okay. 18.
18. Okay. So when he does this, you start to feel almost an inconsolable rage come on you. And it almost feels like your body's being taken over, and your hand snaps open, and a firebolt starts to form in it, but you stop and you take a deep breath and you close your hand, and the fire goes back inside of you.
Well, that was interesting.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that was. Yeah. Make anything of that sigil? I seen you fixed it. My memory wasn't it?
No, from your memory might have been slightly off. It seemed something far different. It's a binding sigil, something very old and angry. Be careful. That's a bad book.
Will heed your words. I don't relay this to anyone, but I have my internal battles, and this probably has something to do with it.
That would certainly make sense.
Again,
Yeah.
I apologize for the magic flare-up.
It's all right. It's completely understandable. That thing has a strong possession over you of some sort.
Perhaps
It
you would aid me in figuring this out. I'd be much obliged.
of course. I'll learn to quiet your mind, child. I'll help you learn to meditate, and perhaps we can overcome this together.
Much appreciated.
Of course, it's unnerving, if I'm being honest.
I agree. I would hate for anything to happen to anyone because of what I can't control.
Well, should it come to that, I do promise that I will quell it one way or another. No one else shall come to harm, besides you and me.
If it comes to it, yes. And I kind of just put my hood over my face and close the book and just sit there for the rest of the watch. Glaring
I'm
out
going-
into the distance.
As you pull up your hood, I'm gonna pull out the berry ink bottle, or one of them, the one that I've been using. Dip my finger in it, and mark on Dante's forehead the symbol of a crescent moon with an arrow going through it.
When you do that, you start to see almost embers come from the exact markings that you made and burn away the berry juices.
Very well then.
And Dante, you hear a voice in your head say, "Don't you allow him to mark us with that despicable radiance, with the mock god that is the moonlight itself."
Seems whatever it is inside you doesn't like me very much.
It seems he doesn't, or it doesn't. Yeah, wasn't too happy.
I can only imagine the internal struggle there.
The struggle, right?
Well, let us share a meal. I'm gonna pull out some cat jerky that I've been kind of roasting, and
Okay.
give you a little cat jerky and then kind of start to continue fueling the flame a little bit. And I'd like to take the bone some of the bone that I collected, like the ribs, and take off my armor and start kind of working it in to make it fully covered, bit by bit, just to kind of solidify the armor, cover more.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
For that, to see how well your craftsmanship is, you're proficient with the necessary tools, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that goes off of guessing dex, right? So yeah, you can give me dex plus proficiency plus we'll say slave hand.
Sure. Okay. Okay, natural 18, so 3. 26.
Okay, you can add a +1 to your AC.
Cool. Thank you, DM. And if there's time during the rest of the watch after I finish that, I'd like to also carve, since I have that symbol on my armor, I'd like to carve another tiny symbol out of another piece of bone and give it for Dante.
Okay. And when he does hand that to you, you start to feel a rage, Dante, but nothing happens to it. You're able to hold yourself together well enough.
And it's the crescent moon with the arrow, right?
Yes, it's crescent moon with the arrow going through it.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know how handy this will come, but thank you.
Consider it a token of a promise, or guidance, protection. Just that we will watch over you, whatever the cost.
Just nod and stare into the flames of the fire that was cooking.
Promise me one thing.
What's that?
When you do start to feel these urges or the flames grow within you, you tell me.
I mean, seems I'm hot and you're cold. So,
Sounds
I
like
will tell you.
I'm yes and you're no then.
I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna keep
you
going,
said
but I'm
it
gonna
in
leave it at
character.
that.
I love you all.
Yes, I will come to you if the fire inside.
I'm just gonna, as I'm continuing roasting, which will be like for breakfast for everybody also, I'm gonna start continue peeling off jerky and splitting it.
Alrighty. So it is. Was there anything else the two of you wanted to do during your watch? Besides that, of course.
I just want to check on Sunshine. How's Sunshine doing?
The sunshine is curled up in the crook in like your armpit. And nuzzled up, you've got some like tentacles sticking out of your armpit, and Sunshine's face is all nuzzled in there. Just like.
I would while we're just hanging out, I would take out Silme, um, give him a little bit of corn muffin and some jerky, um, and also take out my leather book that we've been working in, and teach him more writing and symbols and things like that, and primordial.
Intelligence check from the both of you, please. Do you have Some's stat block?
Yes. Okay, from me, that is a 14.
Okay.
And Silme, intelligence. That's a 5.
Okay, so you're doing your absolute best to teach Silme these symbols and everything, but they keep just and like chewing on the quill a little bit here and there, and he keeps getting distracted. It's been a very eventful few days, and Silme's been pretty cooped up, so on it, they're just running around in circles and like on the page and just having a blast. You do get a whole lot of little Chwinga footprints across the pages with the ink.
Perfect. Yeah, I would just let him stay out and run around then.
Alrighty. Okay, and is that everything the two of you wanted to do?
Yep.
Okay, so around this time is when the rest of you will be waking up. You wake up to the, the smell of a very unique and different kind of jerky cooking and roasting over a fire. You get the smell of the embers burning.
Laughter is the first one up, and the first one to follow the smell, and the first one to sit down next to everyone expectantly.
No
Okay.
touch, only eat.
Just take the jerky and just start eating.
I imagine I hear Laughter get up and like scutter down the stairs as quickly as he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there was like an embankment, I would run along the walls to get down there faster.
At that, I'll stir awake and start shaking awake the halfling. I have her name written down. Perilou.
Perilou.
Yeah, Perilou. I'll start, slowly trying to wake her up.
She starts to stir awake and she rubs her eyes and she looks up and goes, "Oh, hi, Asterix. Oh,
It's okay. In time, and I'll stand up and brush myself off and offer her a hand. Come on
And she
now,
gladly
you need food.
takes it." She gladly takes it and very solemnly has her head down and walks off with you. And Garrett and Boy wake up as well. Start heading over.
Wind is gonna get up. He's gonna walk over to where the jerky is. He's gonna grab like a small handful and split it in two. He's gonna start eating some of his, and he's going to be like, "This tastes peculiar," and he's gonna hand the other half to Craig. And
Oh,
let
no.
Craig have it.
Craig is going to sniff it and glare at you. And then eat it. And then you see this recollection in his eyes where he's like, actually, it's pretty good.
This tastes like something I've had before.
I'll
I
go
can't
over
It's
to
very
Wind.
good time to eat.
I'm gonna go over to Wind and be like, is he super hungry?
Ah,
I don't know when
Craig's-
you've been able to feed him.
I feed him periodically around.
I'm going
Times.
to use good berry and summon just one berry because one berry can sustain a creature for one day. So I'll give that to him. Well, if you feed him this, he should be okay for the whole day.
Ah, thank you very much. I'm gonna give Craig the berry, see if he'll eat it.
So you hold your hand out with the berry in your hand, and Craig sniffs it, and then lets out this through his nose, and the berry goes flying off of your hand, and he glares at it and glares at you and looks back at the meat.
I'm gonna give him more of the jerky,
Okay.
and I'll eat the berry myself.
Okay. And Boy walks over next to where you had been cooking the jerky, and he sits down and he gets this puppet dog grin, not a full toothy star dog smile, but he gets a good puppet dog grin, and his tail starts going do 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 against the ice.
Oh, we're talking about the dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the dog. Boy, the dog.
Last I saw, the other boy didn't have a tail, but I could be wrong.
Can I go give Boy scritches?
Absolutely. So you start giving him scritches, and he kind of he accepts them, but he kind of backs off a little bit, and it's just all eyes
break
on
contact.
the jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a piece of jerky and I'm gonna throw it. Not throw it very far, just a short distance, fetch with the jerky, except he's not bringing it back.
So you toss the jerky, and he jumps up and immediately catches it in the air and swallows it whole, and looks back at you.
That dog maxed out his
Sits down.
dex.
Yeah, I just rolled a straight D20 for him, and
I was gonna say that dog has max dex.
yeah,
Respect.
he got a 16 for to see if he could catch it, because I don't have a stat block pulled up for him.
Aha. He knows
I'm gonna-
good tricks, I see.
I'm gonna break some of the leg bone with some of the meat on it and toss it to him so he gets some nice cooked marrow in there too.
Okay, so you
yeah.
hand him this leg bone that's almost the size of him, and he takes it, and his tail goes and he trots back up the stairs where the rest of you aren't, and starts chomping on it, chomping away. And Garrett just looks over at him and looks back and shakes his head, and he's like, he loves Craig Cat. Sorry, as Garrett looks over at you, and
Yes, sorry for what.
well, he's gonna gesture towards Craig. Vaguely.
I'm gonna gesture towards Craig, confused.
Garrett's just gonna shrug and go back to eating his meal.
Okay then. Okay.
I'm going to feed Kaltasar the jerky.
Kathazar immediately he sits there and he looks at it for a second and looks at you and then looks back at it, and in one swift motion his head rears back, snaps forward, and he grabs it out of your hand without his beak even touching your hand.
I figured I'd feed Lloyd as well.
Agreed, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
you all are feeding your axe beaks.
Yes, definitely
Alright.
for the trek ahead. And Laughter, whilst eating, is going to say, "Should we take the same way down, or?" And I'm going to look at Garrett. "Do you have a preferred method to not get buried in an avalanche every time you venture out into these parts?"
Well, I mean, it would be the same way out as I presume you came in. I don't quite know of a different path that would be particularly safe.
I'm going to look at Perilu and Garrett and be like, I want you both to ride my buckbeak, and I will follow behind with Boy.
And Paralou's gonna look up at you with saucer eyes. Oh, okay. Are you sure
Of
that
course.
you don't?
I'll be okay. You don't have to worry about me. I'll be fine.
Who's going on your buckbeak?
Garrett, because Garrett is still hurt, and Perilou, the halfling. I'm going to put them on my buckbeak.
Because she has little tiny halfling.
I was
legs.
going to offer Calthazar to ride on one of them because I was going to most likely use my feet myself. So either way, up to you.
However, the two of them would be comfortable. If Perilou's comfortable handling an axe beak, then that's fine.
Oh, wait, DM, should I more should ask? Would Calthazar let anybody else ride him?
Would they are very well trained axe beaks, and they have been seeing that the rest of you are friendly with these two. These same axe beaks, they had been previously rented out for travel here and there, so they are used to different people. You could gauge that they may not let someone that is showing aggression towards you on them, but if it's someone that they've seen you interact with in friendly ways, you could gauge that they would. Especially considering Sacura has loaded Garrett up onto her axe beak before.
Yeah.
Very nice. So yes, it's up to them how they would like to situate it because I'm going on foot myself.
That works. I say that Garrett would ride Calthazar because I feel like Buckbeak is a little more like Sakura, so that just might be the best riding order for them.
Okay.
Got it.
I feel like Garrett
No
would be
problem.
more trained in that.
Yep, you could definitely gauge that. Alrighty, and are the lot of you heading out now?
Aye.
I say the sooner the better.
Alrighty.
I pocket some cat jerky for the ride home.
Alrighty, no problem. Okay.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely plenty to split around for everybody that wants to take. For sure.
Alrighty, no problem. Okay, so I don't actually have a map for the journey, but it's going to take because you are on the axe beaks, well, besides Sakura and Laughter, so it might take a little bit longer on foot. It's usually around 12 hours with a dog sled or on axe beaks. The time is halved due to that. So you will be traveling for a full 24 hours. Garrett is guiding you, so I'm not going to require any survival checks or anything like that because he does know the way like the back of his hand. He is going to stop. I happened to notice my dogs were not at the bottom. Do you know what became of them?
I told them to run home,
Oh, good.
and they seemed to know where to go because they went the exact way we came. So no, we untied them all and told them to go home.
Oh, good. Yes, they do. They do know the way home. I was worried that they were smothered by an avalanche.
They broke into the food crates, so they had food during that time and all that. So we let them go.
All the better for them.
I figured that
Okay.
if they were as good as this boy and Pet Boy, that they'd be just fine.
Boy's tongue hangs out the side of his mouth as his tail wiggles and waggles. Okay. Alrighty. So, marching order for your journey home.
Being
I'm gonna
on
take
foot,
the
I
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, being on foot, I imagine I'd be in the back as well.
Uh, Laughter is unencumbered by rough terrain and has a pretty darn. I think my top speed is the same as the speaks, so I would be up at the front with Garrett and Calthasar.
Okay.
Dante will be in the middle.
Okay.
Is it snowing?
Currently, there's a very light snow. It's nothing to really be worried about. Your vision is not obscured by it, but
Okay.
there's almost always a very light snow coming down in
I just didn't
Icewind
want
Dale.
my pages to get wet.
Gotcha.
I would
Okay.
take the rear guard and Sakura,
Yes.
reach out a hand.
Oh, are you sure? Well, thank you. And she will very hesitantly take his hand. But
The second you do, I'm gonna rip you up and drop you on in front on Tinmay.
she will maneuver her, like, draws into herself a bit to try not to make skin contact. You
enough.
could tell it's very awkward for her.
Aw.
Noticing that, I would take my cloak off and put it over you, and then still, like, my arms would be around, but just to hold the reins and kind of steady us.
And she'll glance back. Thank you. Sorry, not used to being touched. And she'll fidget with her fingers.
Okay, well, if you are on an axe beak, Laughter, you are unencumbered by rough terrain, and your speed is the same as the axe beaks, I will say you are
Faster.
Okay, you're faster than an axe beak. Um, I will say that you are able to make it in the same amount of time that you made it coming here. So it'll take 12 hours. You can run perception checks if you'd like. I would say.
There was something specifically Laughter would be looking for. Depending on what time of day everything would fall to and when.
Okay. It is current. Sorry, I guess I should have specified that. It is currently pretty early in the morning. By the time you eat and set off, it's around 7:30-ish in the morning. It's still dim outside, as it always is in Icewind Dale. But yeah. So what are you specifically looking for? The dancing lights and the thing that creates it?
Yes, that a snowy white owl that might be following us. If there was any, I'm going to look over at a person that I need to have a conversation with. Make sure he minds the lantern. If we are
Lantern is out.
very nice, and yeah, I'm just going to keep out for owls, flying things in the sky, and any other threats that might come about.
And you are at the front, and I was going to say, I will allow a perception check in the front and a perception check in the back.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye.
I'll do a perception checking back.
I will. Okay, if
Wait,
Soren was
who,
also
or
doing
someone?
one.
Oh, he's in the back. I thought he was in the front. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's Well, are you behind him?
Uh,
I thought he was in the back, but I have been wrong before.
I
No, I
would
was-
usually take the rear guard regardless.
Yeah, I probably was like right in front of him then.
Okay, so if that's the case, I will allow either one check from the back with advantage, or you can each roll your own perception checks.
You could take the advantage, Soren.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, Laughter, what is your perception check?
I'm burning one of my dice, and that is a total of 24.
24, okay, and Soren.
Thank you, wind. That is also a 24.
Oh, wow, y'all are killing it.
The other one was an 11.
Very welcome.
Okay, so the two of you, you hear very distant, probably miles away, being carried on the wind, wolf howls. Laughter, you are watching the skies, and currently the lights are not dancing. Um, you are starting to figure out that if you see lights dancing, that means it's night. If you don't see lights dancing, that means it's day. That's pretty much the only way to tell the difference between night and day here. Um, you don't see the owl.
Is anything as far as threats?
No, not as far as the two of you can tell, and you're very perceptive currently. So things do seem pretty calm, given the circumstances.
Hearing the wolf howls off in the distance, I would just take out my bow. I wouldn't knock an arrow or anything, just have it in my hand right at the ready, just in case.
Okay, you can tell that they are pretty far.
Never know.
Absolutely. Alrighty. So you make it back to Targos without a hitch. It is a very long travel. By the time you start to roll into town, you're feeling pretty exhausted. And the second you get to town, Boy, just like last time, immediately runs back to his house. And you see, when you walk into the town gates, you see just this wave of almost serenity, a look that you've never seen before come across Garrett's entire demeanor. He looks he finally looks very calm, a lot less tense, as he too is heading straight for his house. And Boy immediately goes to the door and starts barking and scratching at the door. And you see Keegan open the door. Boy is a little ahead of the rest of you. And you see Keegan open the door and kneel down and start scritching Boy. And then he looks up and he sees Garrett at the lead with Laughter. And his face just drops, and you see these tears start to form in his eyes. And Garrett, still pretty hurt from his Yeti attack, he jumps off of the axe beak and kind of stumbles a little bit, but runs directly to Keegan, and Keegan runs towards him, and the two of them meet in the middle, and they grab one another and hug each other, and you see tears rolling down both of their faces as they are embracing one another. You could tell both of them had the fear that they might not see each other again, and they exchange very long greeting kisses with one another, and Garrett grabs Keegan's head and pulls his head to his chest as he starts stroking his hair and calming him. And then he looks back at the rest of you and says, "Please, come in. You deserve a nice warm rest." And Keegan looks up, and you see just these tears still welling in his eyes. as he says, "Thank you. Thank you all so much. I never I hate that I doubted you, Garrett. After..." And Garrett just immediately grabs him and says, "No, it's okay. I understand. I feared the worst as well." And they lead you inside.
I would say that Sakura's like hand like goes over her heart, like just like so heartwarmed by it. Like she's a pretty empathetic person, so like that just made her so happy.
Is there a snowbank close by?
There's always snowbanks close by.
Probably the other one that I walked through to get to transform into Blave.
I imagine you always do.
So as I see Sakura's hand go over her heart, I'm gonna toss her off into a snowbank.
Okay.
Oh my
Sakura,
God.
give me a deck save.
Okay. Oh Lord. I don't. Oh, my phone. I already dropped my phone. This is gonna go horribly. I already could tell. Okay. Deck save. Deck save. God, I am not good at that. 15.
15. I guess I should have asked.
I
No.
mean, I would Sakura would just totally be blindsided by it regardless, so.
Yeah, true. You didn't see it coming, so
No. Like,
it sounds like you really wanna fail this save. So give me a roll with disadvantage.
yeah, give me some disadvantage because Sakura is not the one. That was a natural one.
There you go.
You land on a fire hydrant.
Oh my God.
I mean, I was gonna say a rock and take
Fire hydrant.
2 bludgeoning damage, but okay.
Oh my
I look
Lord.
down and
That's
just-
perfect.
You're right. Lose your balance or something. What happened?
I'll get up and brush myself off. You know, the snow doesn't do for me what everyone else does. Did you push me?
I'm looking directly at Peace the entire time, just like squinting my eyes. And right before I go inside.
Just really heavily gasp and put my hand over my heart, looking completely offended, and continue on.
Well,
If only Mage Hand.
I'll look back at this. Sakura's gonna look back at the snowbank, and well, weirder things have happened to me without me being touched. I think. Oh well, not to think about right now. And she
You
will
get
stroll in.
flashbacks of phantom chairs.
and floating teacups.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Dante's just gonna just look around, kind of shuffle at the sight of kissing and stuff, look away for respect, and then kind of like smirk a little bit at Sakura landing on a rock, and then make his way in.
Alrighty.
Sakura's like, I imagine like hit her like in the leg or something like that, like the upper thigh. So like she walks in like rubbing it a little bit, like oh well.
Alrighty. Oh, that's not working. Okay, so you make it inside. Is everybody walking right inside? Was there anything anyone else wanted to do?
Yeah, but-
Blave would like to scope the place out before.
Okay. Same as you did last time.
Yes.
Alright, go ahead, give me a perception check.
Ooh, okay. Plus 21.
31?
21.
21, okay. That's right, this isn't Ravnica.
I haven't got to those numbers yet.
Alrighty. So you, very nonchalantly, glance around prior to going in, and you still don't see that foreboding owl that you've seen before. It's nowhere in sight. You didn't see it on the walk here. You're not seeing it in town. I imagine you've been keeping an active perception out for it, keeping an eye out. Um, and again, it is still, well, let's see, 12 hours. Okay, so it would have actually been during your journey home that you did see a shadow flit across the sky, followed by the dancing light.
Which direction did it come from?
Which direction did it go? Hold on one second.
Can I get a Cotton Eye Joe?
Why would anybody put cotton in their eye?
Be named Joe. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So, Kelvin's cairn. It came from the northwest and almost seemed to very high above the sky, or very high in the sky, basically pass you in a sense on the trail and continue that way as the trails of light followed.
Defined that way. So it came from the northwest and went
Straight. So it came from the northwest and went southeast.
Okay, I got you. I'm just trying to, get a direction and sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Route? If this is a daily occurrence, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong, the second or third town that we have been to.
This is your technically second. You
Okay,
have
so
been to 3 towns.
got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because you went from Brynchander to Targos to Bremen, back to Brynchander, back to Targos.
And Bridgender was the first town we were in. Yes.
Yep, that is your starting town. Yeah.
That is west of us or currently east of us. Again, just getting a sense of space.
It's around southwest or southeast. Sorry, it's southeast of you.
Okay.
Yep. So to get to Targos from Brynchander, you were taking the Western Trail, which swoops northwest.
Western Trail, northwest. Thank you. That was very informative. I appreciate every moment of it.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah, so currently the lights are dancing in the sky, bleeding into one another and everything. The hypnotizing dance of the skies. Okay. Alrighty. And is everybody... Yes, Wint?
I sent you a message with what I want to do before I go in the inn.
Alrighty. Let me pull that out real quick. Sorry, guys. I'm just replying to him real quick.
Remember, follow Natural Nerds on all of our stuff. Because you guys love us. And if you want to see Sacura get pushed into snowbanks and have disappearing chairs, it's kind of important.
If I would have noticed her, just real quick, get hurt if I push her off. As we're going in, I would just smack her in the forehead. You should have had a V8, and lay on hands her.
She will look completely bewildered by that.
Shrug and walk inside, but you are healed
Yeah,
for
yeah.
5 points.
Okay. Okay, so you're heading inside wind?
Yeah.
Okay. So the lot of you walk inside, and again, Keegan welcomes all the critters. He can't get enough. And you once again see the very comfortable and welcoming kitchen and living space. Um, very close quarters, but very comfortable. And when you walk inside and get yourself all comfortable and situated, Garrett looks over and says, "Please make yourselves at home. I'm gonna go wash up." And he's gonna lean in and give Keegan a kiss and head into a back room. And Keegan's going to look over at the rest of you and say, "I can't even begin to tell you just how grateful I am that you brought my love back to me. And just as promised, I've been working around the clock through blood and tears. Not really blood, but. And he is going to pull out a medium sized chest and he pulls out a little key from his pocket and unlocks the chest very, very daintily. Um, like he treasures this chest as he opens it and says, "I keep all my best pieces in here. Oh, I'm so excited to show you." And he opens it up, and Soren, he looks over at you and he smirks, and he pulls out a little larger than a life-size replica of Silme, and he got the mask markings perfect. They are identical. You could judge he might have a photogenic memory of sorts of these kinds of things when it comes to his art. And he hands it over to you. Um, Wind, he looks at you and he winks and he reaches into his chest and he pulls out a decent size, exact replica of your Craig. Not just any old Craig cat. It's got the same wrinkles where Craig has them, the same little bit of belly flab from all of his fish meals, and the same judgmental look in the cat's eyes.
Oh,
And before he hands it to you, he presents it to Craig and says, "Do you like it? I think I got your likeness very well." And Craig looks at it and goes, and then rubs his face against it. And he then hands it to you.
I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna say, thank you so much. It's perfect every way.
Thank you. It is a passion of mine. And Dante, you're sitting off pretty quietly in as much shadows as you can in this living space, and he glances at you and pulls out a flump that looks exactly like sunshine, and at the you can tell he might have gotten some ideas from when he met Soren. So you see a pinkish looking tint on the bottom half of the tentacles and hands it to you and says, "That one very much seemed like a very curious one. So I thought these colors would suit it."
You're not wrong. Much obliged. And I'll take it and call Sunshine out to look at it.
Like, am I that cute?
You are my little friend.
Goodness! And you just see these tentacles wrap around the Scrimshaw figurine and pull them in. And Sunshine in your head, goodness, I love you. You're my new best friend. We're gonna go on all these adventures. And he pulls out a few more figures and very gently puts them on the table and says, the rest of you are more than welcome to any or all of these as a thank you. And he pulls out one that is in the shape of a very finely crafted whale, and it's got water shooting out of its spout. And the detail within it, it's white because it is made of scrimshaw, but it looks like water. It looks like if you touch it, your hand's going to get wet. The detail that's within this figurine. He pulls out another that is a sitting fox with its tail curled around it very majestically, and the fox has a smile to it. And he pulls out one that is a pair of dancing hares, these rabbits almost looking like they're in motion as they dance with one another, doing almost like a waltz. And finally, he pulls out a walrus, a fair sized walrus. Its wrinkles are very detailed, and it looks like it would be very pleasant to the touch by the wrinkles within it. And carved across the walrus's body, it says Big Love in these very swirly, almost mystical letters.
I know I would love the fox.
Well, then the box is all yours.
And as I take it, I'm also going to take out the ram's skulls and horns that I had collected from the cave.
Okay.
I'm going to present it to Keegan. I also procured these for your arts. Maybe you can turn them into something worthy of your craft.
These are so wonderful. Are these from the mountain goats up there?
Yes, from the very cave in which we slayed the Yeti.
Huh. Well, and he's gonna take a look at them, and you see him pull out some glasses that make his eyes look way too big, and he slides them on to the tip of his nose, and he's taking a look. They're very fine specimens. You did very well with procuring these. Thank you.
The honor is mine. I'm so glad we could return your fare, Garrett.
Yes, I am as well, he says as he gently unfolds his hand over his chest. Well, a lot of you are more than welcome to spend the night here if you want some warmth, and I'm sure Garrett would love to have you for the night. And I believe I made you a promise. He glances over at Soren.
I'm already drooling.
Well, I'm excited to teach my secret recipe to someone.
Can Sakura do something real quick?
Absolutely.
So, are all the dogs in the house now? Like all the ones we saved, boy.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't clarify that. Yes, you see three dogs sitting in the back corner, all sharing one giant dog bed piled on top of each other. One is belly up, the other has its head laid across its neck. and the other's laying next to it with the tail wagging, and you do hear the tap 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 of dogs walking in another room, presumably where Garrett is.
Uh,
And
oh, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Uh, so Sakura's gonna be standing there, like mooning over the dogs, sleeping, but not wanting to touch them because they're sleeping. And she's going to look over and say, "Well, instead of a statue, if ever you have puppies or anything like that, and I'll wait. I'm really good at waiting. Uh, can I have that instead of a statue?"
Keegan looks over at you, and he gets this huge smile across his face. And he says, "Well, there was one in our last litter who wasn't quite keen on pulling sleds, but very friendly and excitable, and that's kind of what makes him not so great at pulling sleds, but we love him anyway for it. Let's see how let's see how the two of you bond for the night and make a decision from there." And into a he walks over into a back room, and you hear him go, "Come here, Moon. Come on. Come on, Moon." And you're running through the room, and you see this a little bit smaller than the rest of the dogs, but very excitable, tongue hanging out the side of his mouth, and one ear is slightly bent while the other is standing straight up, and tackles Keegan to the ground and just starts giving him kisses like crazy. And Keegan's like, come on, boy," and walks him over to you. And this dog immediately trots over next to Keegan, looks around, and starts like body bumping into everyone, and makes his way over to you, Sakura, and just starts bumping his body against you and like turning and just like looking
I
up
will
like,
drop to my knees.
"Okay, you need to give me a dexterity saving throw."
I'm here for it. That's fine.
Or
The ear-
strength saving throw. Strength saving
Strength.
throw, yeah. Yeah.
the ear thing is like mine and Shannon's favorite fucking thing. For dogs.
Strength saving throw.
It is a husky. I should have specified that. A husky looking dog.
I imagine they would be. Like, that's what I imagined from the start. I
Yeah.
suck at strength. 12.
12. Okay. You get thrown back, but you don't hit your head or anything. At this point, you're kind of getting used to falling. So you kind of curl your head in, and as you do, this dog just immediately starts slobbering all over you. And you are covered in dog slobber currently.
And
As this dog is laid on top of you. Like, first he was just kind of like standing with his paws next to, like, on either side of your head, and then he just lays down on top of you.
I'd say that Sakura has probably only ever giggled in front of everybody. She is laughing like a song-like laugh, just laughing hysterically, laying on the floor. And just both hands just rubbing. She even put her staff down to rub this dog, which takes a lot for her to do.
And the pupper, he sticks his nose like right next to your ear and starts going, and it tickles a little bit.
Oh, I'm just gonna look over. "Hi, Moon. I'm Sakura. Do you want to be friends?" And I'll hold out a flower for
He looks
him
at
to
it,
smell.
and like you see a doggy eyebrow raise, and then chomp, and he eats it.
Yay!
And he's looking down at you, and you just see these forms of spittle just start to drop down his tongue.
So happy.
Keegan is just standing above you with his arms crossed, just like chuckling and nodding his head, like, I think he likes you.
And she will look up just like wide-eyed, huge grin. I love him. He's
I thought the two of you
amazing.
would be a good mix.
Oh, thank you. I'll repay you 100-fold. Is anybody else lost out in the snow?
Saving my husband was more than enough.
And then Sakura is just gonna stay crisscross applesauce on the floor with Moon.
Alrighty. And this dog eventually calms down a little bit. His body's still shaking, his tail's still thump, 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 thump. But he eventually kind of curls up into your lap.
Oh, yeah, I will just stroke him happily. And you could
Alrighty.
tell, like, I mean,
Okay.
Sakura's probably, like, she's probably shaking as well, like, just excited for the companionship. Like, her brain's reeling at the moment, like, oh my god.
Well, and Keegan looks over at you, Soren, and gestures towards the kitchen. Shall we?
Wearing an apron. Like my armor is off. I like dug through stuff to find an apron, and like I'm already ready. And Silma is on my shoulder, also wearing a tiny apron.
Oh, are you gonna help us cook too, little one?
Of course he is.
Well, I'm very excited to see what he adds into the mix. You can stamp down some of the dough for us, he says to Silme.
I'm gonna translate that into primordial because that's what I've been trying to teach him.
Yeah, this is Silme just cocks her head.
I'm gonna just be nodding as if I understand, because obviously we have a secret language that nobody knows.
Yeah, obviously.
Duh.
Alrighty. So Keegan starts getting out mixing bowls and everything you might need to cook some bread. And the two of you just get started. And while you are in the kitchen and getting the oven heated and getting everything mixed up, Garrett comes walking out from the back room. And he says, "What's that I hear? What's that I smell? Are you making my favorite again?" And Keegan looks over and says, "Of course." And he wanted to learn my secret recipe, so thought I'd show him. And Garrett says, "The least we can do." And so you do get started with Keegan, and as you're mixing the dough and spreading it, and Silme is stomping across, and Keegan is chuckling, and he's taking herbs here and herbs there, and he looks over and says, "Now my finest ingredient. This is necessary for the cold out here. I like to add just the barest touch of cinnamon to keep you warm on those cold nights."
Oh yeah, baby.
As he starts to crush up some cinnamon and hands you the bowl to do some crushing as well, and he shows you this technique that he does where he stomps down, twists, lifts a little bit, and then stomp. And he says, "For some reason, doing it this way, I've learned it's almost like writing a song with your mortar and pestle. And if you get the tune just right, you get just the correct correct flavor for it. It brings out the flavor so much better because, I mean, what is music but love? And putting a little bit of love into your meals goes a long way. And he takes out a second mortar and pestle and hands it to you, and you start to learn his song within it, and it releases just this intense scent of cinnamon like you have never smelled before. Just so much more fragrant than usual. And you can smell the love within it, within his heart song.
Uh, is there a check that I can make, or would it just kind of like sink into my memory to be able to fully learn that song and then be able to replicate that through my ocarina?
Three Ocarina. Um,
Like essentially write a love bread cinnamon song.
um,
Love bread.
um, for absorbing the song, I'd say give me a general intelligence check. And then when you do go to test it on your ocarina, I will be having you give performance checks.
Excuse me, DM.
Yes, hold on 1 second. Let me get his check. Yeah,
You said intelligence.
yes.
That'll be a 19.
Okay. Yes, laughter?
There was something that Laughter would like to do basically as the cooking got started.
Okay. Let me just finish up with him real quick and I'll get right over to you.
Of course.
Okay. So you start, you do it in the mortal and pestle, and then you start tapping it on the counters, and Keegan looks over and he says, "Yeah, you got it. That's exactly it." Yes, laughter. What did you want to do?
Uh, as everybody was just settling in, just, yeah, I guess lounging out, Ember was getting acquainted with her new pup. I would go over to the fire and just take out a little, just whatever was burning, and just to have it in my pocket, just a bit of ash from it. Um, as I would go to the kitchen, the dogs, I would assume that once something's cooking in the kitchen, they'd all be just hanging out near it to just see whatever they could possibly beg out of somebody. Laughter would walk up behind them and almost be a part of them for a while, looking in on the kitchen, and then he's going to look at them kind of scornfully, and then just walk around and just shout over to everybody cooking. Boy, any idea of when this all will be done? I have to run out to just to do a few things. Oh, did I drop?
No, you didn't drop.
I am muted
Okay.
because that is a habit that I can't break. um, so Keegan's gonna look over and he smiles big and smiles even bigger with his eyes, and he says, well, we just finished with the mixing and the kneading, thanks to your help. He looks over at Somei, and well, it's going to take, I'd say, about 2 hours until the dough is risen and settled just right.
All right. As I said, I just need to get a couple of things. Do you need anything while I'm out?
Oh no, but I very much appreciate you asking.
Do you need someone to
And
come
I'm
with you,
going to.
Laughter?
Uh, DM.
Yes, Dante.
I was going to say, during all that, during the cooking starting process and everything, Dante's going to slink down against the corner he's in, kind of just sit there and sing Laughter move around as he does and stuff, and then start to say that he's leaving, he's gonna stand up again and, you mind if I go with you?
Blave is just going to give you a look, and then just smile and say, "Absolutely. Come along."
Okay then. And I'll stand up and get ready for the outside and put my warm clothes back on and get ready to leave.
DM, I'm going to be sending you a message.
Alrighty, no problem. Be opening up my messenger right now.
I'm going to leave Sunshine here with Sakura.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna walk up to Sakura real quick and say, Sakura, if you need me at all, here's Sunshine.
She wanted to come with.
Oh, she did.
If you guys want me to, I could stay. Whatever you guys need.
I mean, it's up to you. You can come along or not.
I will stay and watch your little flump.
Yes, of course. So I bring out Sunshine. It's like, Sunshine, you are to stay with Sakura.
You
Be
like
on your
this
best.
time?
Yes, be on your best behavior, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my arms wide open for Flumph. Just ready.
Sunshine.
For Sunshine.
Sunshine immediately, like a freaking bullet, is just in your chest, and then, oh my goodness, turns and sees the puppy and starts like. It almost looks like you know how you'll have the wand cat toys, you know, like when you're fishing for cats. The Sunshine's doing that with the pupper, with his tentacles, and the dog is like very gently snapping at the air, obviously trying to miss Sunshine's tentacles. And Sunshine will give like a little slap on the left, a little slap on the right, and the dog is just going crazy. It just tail is thumping like crazy.
I'm going to take them both and be like, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna play fetch. And in Sunshine, you get to throw the stick.
Sakura, if you need to relay any information or anything, just tell Sunshine and I would know.
Okay, we'll be okay. You don't worry about it. Go have a good time. You're always so serious.
Yeah.
And I will
Okay.
offer Dante a flower.
Anime hair flip.
I will look at the flower and I will take the flower and give it to Sunshine.
And Sakura will do like the little happy clap and be like, okay, come on. And take Moon and Sunshine outside with a random stick that she finds next to the door.
Alrighty. We'll get back over to that in a second. Okay, laughter. I am waiting. Wait. Alrighty. Yep, just got your message. Give me 1 second. Get things prepared. Sorry, my computer's not enjoying me tonight.
Tell it it's pretty.
You're a very pretty computer. Can you work for me?
Perfect.
It didn't work. Oh, wait. Did it? No. No, it didn't. It's still loading. Oh, boy. Let me try here.
In the meantime, all you awesome followers and watchers and the people that we just love so much, remember to like all our stuff, go to our YouTube and check out our merch, and make sure you're here next Wednesday for a chance to see all of us murdered by the DMs, and you get a free shirt for us dying.
Well, you have the chance to win the giveaway.
Yeah, you have the chance to win the free shirt if you come watch us be killed.
Confirm. Can confirm.
Okay. So, laughter. Where exactly are well, you already said, are you going onto the rooftops or are you
Mm.
staying down below?
I'm staying down below, keeping it mundane for the follower.
Alrighty. So when you get over towards the general goods store, the Triglio, you remember where the guy that needed a hand was?
Yes.
Yep. So you see. Hold on one second. I just had it. You see three vertical lines, and in the middle of the center line, there's a little circle. And from your knowledge, you know that this means he will act as a fence if needed. You continue walking, and when you get over to, let me pull up the map. As you're circling around the town, you get over to the fence on the inside, and you see an arrow, and below the arrow, it's it almost looks like teeth. Uh, on the top, it's three three triangles that don't have bottoms to them, but they are all connected, and the same is on the bottom. And in the middle of the two of them, there's an X. You know that this symbol means monsters, and it
Oh,
is pointing out of the town. And that is in the direction of Bremen, where you found the Chwingas, is where it's facing.
see. This is more of a, I guess, an RP element. Can I do a insight check of my companion as we get out to this area?
Of Dante?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
if we're on the ice of this particular lake, then Dante is automatically frightful and worried.
Yep. You could still give an insight check as well.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
You could tell that he's been disturbed by something. You can't exactly make out what. You did see this fleet across his face, or you did see this change in his demeanor, when you woke up and headed this way and everything, headed back to Targos from Kelvin's Cairn. He's always been very brooding, um, but he looks almost troubled.
As we start to walk back, and I guess continue on our circle of the town, Blave is going to say, just out of the blue, so, is it cold depths that you fear? Is it flames that consume your mind?
You wouldn't be wrong, but it's more than just the flames. I'm not very peculiar at this lake.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, I said flames would be one of them, but I'm not very particular to this lake in its own.
Mind if I inquire? Just, I'm going to look at you, and you're going to see just a dead white center in Blave's eye. Equal exchange of information. One man to one man.
Dante's going to glare back and say, I have no quarries with you. I will gladly share information.
That's good. Because you asked me a question before, and I took it as, frankly, a boy barking into the wind. But I'm going to just throw my hands, kind of nonchalant gesture. Things have changed. Before we get any further, I must ask you, I'm going to place my hand on your shoulder. What was the last thing that went through your mind as you killed that cat?
You're doing something to me.
He's just going to smile.
Okay. The last thing that went through my mind was that these cats hunting us. And I figured out they were the same two that pounced me before.
Perfect. And as we walk around the lake, he's going to just look at it, then look out at the greater sea, and look back at you. Seek to understand things.
You want to know about the lake and myself.
Oh, firstly, I wish to name you. You, seeker of knowledge, ever thirsty, bottomless, dark.
What did you
name
say?
you.
Knowledge is power.
Always, but to a different person, knowledge could be as detrimental to them as anything else would be. But you, knowledge is power, and I do not fault you for that. You seek to know. That is why I name you. Fathom. Understand. In the depths that you would seek them.
Fathom. Is that the name?
That is your name.
I like that.
And so,
Dante, you hear a voice when laughter begins to talk about you being the seeker of knowledge and naming you Fathom, and you hear the voice. This one's more perceptive than he knows.
I'm going to, not realizing I'm saying out loud, it's like, and who are you to be perceptive?
And Lester, you hear him say this. You aren't actually, even with your detect thoughts, if you have that up, you're not able to hear anything going on in Dante's mind. It's
that being said, I did have a natural 20 in my insight.
yeah, but you're not able to actually hear the voices or
Oh,
anything.
no, of course not. Of course. I was just looking for, I guess, visual cues of him I guess not speaking to me.
Yeah. His eyes go.
Yeah, a twitch.
What was that?
Like an eye twitch, like you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Just going to cock my head and just wait for him to speak again. Notice that I was looking at him the whole time.
I'm gonna kind of like wince and then like, yes, Fathom. I like Fathom. It's better than Angry Boy.
Well, it's a lot better than boy who previously known as frigid. Anyway, the equal
May I,
exchange of knowledge.
yes, may I ask a question?
Please do so. And as we walk back into town, I guess past the harbor,
What is your connection to the boy? I believe you call him now Starwood.
actually has a new name now. His name is Resolute. Rez for short. I was hasty in my naming. I got you spot on. So, a connection with him, not a secret I can give you. It is his. Just know, you've traveled any distance, know many things about each other. He is, always will be, pop I saved from the fire.
Um, I feel I should at least tell one person about this. Laughter, you have been very mysterious. I'm sure you've noticed my sunshine.
Yes, the book that's not a book.
The book that is not a book, yes, correct. Um, anything you perceive about the Arcane Brotherhood?
Other than the fact that we have been followed times, at least twice, by something being commanded by that woman, believe we had seen one of the first nights that we had met.
Yes, I believe her name was Valen.
Yes, that one.
And she's been watching us.
As far as it could tell, I tried to send a associate of hers on a wild goose chase, but apparently she was watching.
So was I. Well, you perceive anything more about this Arcane Brotherhood, I'd gladly know what you find. I think we should make our way back to.
There was one more stop I would like to make, and I'm actually going to go into the blacksmiths and try to obviously perceive any of the other thieves' cant in on the way there.
Sorry, I was just informed that I was indeed muted. Alrighty. So you're going back over by the blacksmith. You were able to. The blacksmith is the same as the general goods store. They are one and the same, pretty much. There's not like an
Okay.
actual blacksmith, but he does sell things from the next town over. Um, yeah. Yeah, you've got the Triglio, which is the general goods store, the town hall, and the Luskin Arms, which is the inn.
Hmm.
And then Three Flags Sailing is the tavern that you had been to with Ma.
Gotcha.
Yep. And not actually on the blacksmith's walls or anything, or the Triglio, not actually on the Triglio walls, but a little deeper into town, right around here, you are able to see carved into the wall two circles with a horizontal, they're horizontal from one another, with a horizontal line going through the two of them. You know this to be you're being watched.
Um, I take a perception check to see what I might be watched by.
Alrighty.
That's a natural 19. Holy hell, that's this golden die.
Okay.
Plus, wait, I want to make sure. Plus, to 29.
29. Okay. um, so you look around, and it is the middle of the night. The lights are still dancing, blending, and it's very quiet, very dark. Of course, that doesn't bother you with dark vision. Ha ha ha.
I actually have superior dark vision.
Oh, well, thank you for that information. um, but no, there's no one else out on the streets with you. You don't see the white owl that you're always looking out for. You can tell that this carving for Thieves' Cant has been aged some, but it definitely puts you a little more on guard in town.
Is there anything descriptive about the area of the town?
You are
Like
back.
any? Sorry, continue.
You are back towards obviously the more like residential district of this small little enclosed town. Um, it's obviously a lot darker, uh, less populated in the sense that there's no stores over here or anything. It's much darker than the rest of town. You can tell they don't put too much into keeping lighting back here, as it's only houses. And yeah, they keep most of the lighting towards the town hall and the tavern and yada yada yada. Even the Triglio currently is closed due to it being so late at night.
Thank you, DM. I think I'm going to walk with Fathom back to the house.
Alrighty. Okay. You get back inside and everybody is around. Sacura as well as Len-Yan. I know there was things the two of you wanted to do.
Yes, ma'am. There is something I wanted to do.
All right, go right ahead.
It looks like likes you quite a bit, Sakura.
He's such a good boy, and I'm really excited to have have him with me for alone nights. Yeah, that'll be nice. Can
Alone night.
can you do me a favor?
What do you need?
If ever he comes,
I can't.
Sakura, did you drop?
oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So if he ever comes without me, promise you'll take care of him? And I'll lean over without waiting for an answer to Moon and say, if you ever see people like me come to us, you run and you find him.
And Moon, you can tell he's very perceptive and he's comprehending what you're saying. And he stands up and he starts to back into you, looking nervously at Leia.
No,
Uh,
that's a friend. That's friend. That's.
And Moon looks from you, Sakura, back to Len-Yan, back to you, and back to Len-Yan, and curls up, like, pushes himself more into your legs.
I will pet him.
I won't hurt you.
And Moon sniffs Sakura, and then sniffs of Len-Yan, and cocks his head, and looks back at Sakura. And Len-Yan, he goes over behind you, and kind of stands up on his rear legs, and starts sniffing a little bit outside of your back. You know what he's sniffing. Fucking. And then looks back at Sakura and trots back over to her and sits down and looks up at her.
I'm going to look at Valayan and tilt my head.
I just shrug questioningly. I don't know.
Well, when you're ready to talk about it, believe me, and I'll look at my own hands, like, flip them up and back. There's not really much of a way you could be too much worse off than I am. But you tell me in your time. Just be careful then.
Blaine's just kind of looking at you, and you can tell he's completely caught off guard. He's kind of wrapping up into himself. Yes, of course, if I can ask you something, why did you freak out in the house that night, the bar with the tiefling that was there, like, and then you're saying to go and find you guys, and are tieflings bad?
No,
Because you're good.
they're not bad, but I don't want you to be hurt on my account. They're okay if someone who is bad isn't around. So, you'll be okay. I promise.
What do you mean?
Well,
Brian just kind of cocks his head at you, very confused.
let's just say it's best if they don't see me for you guys. And if anything were to happen, they would follow me and you'd be safe, but they're not bad people. They are not bad people. They are wonderful people. But
There's someone
would need to
hunting you,
go.
Sakura.
Oh, no. I was sent away and I hold out my fingers and lose track a long time ago. But better safe than sorry. I've actually really grown to like you all.
I'll like you too. Well, I won't pry any more than I have, but if there was anyone coming after you, no, I'd stand beside you.
And
I can at least speak for myself.
I will look Valayan up and down and. Well, if you need someone too, I'm here.
And you notice that Moon is like inspecting Vlayan's feet, like very curiously, and kind of backs into you a little bit, Sacura, and cocks his head.
I will look down at Moon. Now, don't be rude. And I'll
I get the
scuffle the top of his head. In time, Moon. In time. All the best stories, they take time. And I will turn and smile at Valayan and give him a flower.
thank you. I guess my feet probably do smell a little bit bad. It's been a while since we washed boots and whatnot.
Presentation his feet. No, they're fine.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
They're fine.
Why didn't I think of that?
And then I'll just, for Sakura doesn't look super serious very often. And say, it seems like you have a really good friend watching over you, though. So hold on to that. I just made one, but you're very cared for. I can tell. And you're very lucky.
I don't deserve half of it.
To each their own. I'm sure he feels you do.
I kind of give a half smile.
You should work on smiling like that more. And then I will just give a big toothy grin. It's not that hard. Did you know it takes more muscles to frown?
Wayne just looks at you and then just busts out laughing. Like that.
And I will give Valayan a stick and say, throw it for Moon!
You want to go get the stick? Did I drop?
Nope.
I was muted, as I tend to be. I need to learn to not do that as the DM. Moon immediately, butt to ground, tail whipping back and forth. I'm guessing you guys are currently outside.
Yeah, I imagine we're just like in the street in front of the home.
Okay.
Chilling.
So Moon's tail starts swooshing back and forth and making like snow tail angels in the snow, and when you throw the stick, and he immediately bounds on after it, trips a little bit, and face plants into the snow, stands up, shakes it off, and continues on and grabs the stick and brings it back and drops it at your feet, and then sticks his nose to your feet.
When he falls. Oh, that's my
Good
boy.
job, Moon.
That's my boy. Oh, he did such a good job, didn't he?
And
He
I'll
even
pick
did a
up the
barrel
stick.
roll.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I'm really
I think
happy.
I think that'd give Wind a run for his money.
And I'm going to sit in front of him when he brings the stick back and take my staff and unwind my dream catcher and put it around his neck.
Putting it around Moon's neck.
Yep. This will keep you more safe. Don't you
He
lose
cocks
it,
his
okay?
He cocks his head and
Because, mind you, the dream catcher wouldn't be like, it was hanging on the staff, so it's not like a full-size dream catcher by any means. It would be like on the smaller side.
yeah. Yep, kind of like the kind that you would put in your car.
Yeah,
Like hanging
exactly.
from your rearview mirror. Yeah.
So I would put that around his neck. And this is gonna keep you safe. And you just take care of it and always keep it with you, okay, good boy?
He immediately gives you kisses, and then you see his little doggy eyebrow cock and look towards Blaine and sniff the air and sniff at Sakura and sniff back at Blaine.
Remember, Moon, all stories.
I'll give Moon scritches.
All stories. Good stories. Take time. And then I'll whisper to Moon to where hopefully Blaine can't hear. Let him do it on his own.
Moon cocks.
Do I hear it?
Well, were you trying to make it so that Blaine couldn't hear you?
I just whispered it ever so quietly in his ear, but
I
I
was-
wouldn't be offended if
I
Blaine
was-
heard it.
Okay. Then yeah, you hear the very faint words.
Okie dokie.
Well, we should go eat. And I will take Moon and motion for Valayan to follow me in. And before we walk in the door, I'll turn and put a finger on my lips and say, all your secrets are safe with me. And then I'll just walk in.
Okay.
Stop and kind of put my head down before I walk in with just a very confused, puzzled look on my face. And then I'll put it up and put on my normal Vlayan face and walk on into.
Righty. I have to take a quick restroom break, if y'all don't mind.
Should I test out the intermission screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can throw on the be right back screen.
Ha ha ha, get
Will
to
we
do
still
the
be able to
streaming
talk?
stuff.
Yeah, you guys can still talk.
Yeah,
amongst
yeah,
each
we
other.
can all still talk. Okay. Alrighty, you nerds, stay tuned. You guys go P2, grab your drinks, grab your snacks. We will be right back.
Do you intend to come around?
DM, back to you.
Alrighty. Sorry about that little break, everyone, but we are back. Sometimes nature calls. Alrighty. So Valayan and Sakura, you are walking back into the house. Laughter and Dante, you have also returned, and a lot of you walk inside and just get this scent of some of the best food you've ever smelled in your life, and you see you see Garrett kind of leaned back on a chair around the dining room table as Keegan and Soren and Selmay doing their very best, um, getting the table all prepped and set and bringing food over, some juicy meat. You see some fish as well as some kind of a bird meat, setting the table, and it's the spices and the smells coming out of it. Laughter, you particularly, it's like in cartoons when in like a cartoon animal smells something and they like lift in the air with this euphoric look on their face, start floating towards the scent.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
As everyone makes it in, and Keegan says, "Pick a place, any place, except for right there. I always sit to the left of my love."
Sakura eyes the chairs wearily.
Give me an intelligence check or investigation. Give me an investigation check.
These chairs, though. Okay. And you said investigation?
Investigation.
Okay.
Yep.
God damn it. 7.
Did you put up? No. Okay. So you go near a chair and you start like touching it. You touch underneath of it. You smell it. Moon is cocking his head and starts sniffing it too, and cocks his head and looks at you like, "What are you doing?" And you keep your hand on the chair where you can feel it solid beneath you, and slowly scoot your butt onto it. Slowly lower yourself, and you do not fall for the first time ever that you are sitting in a chair.
I'm going to let out like a sigh of relief and look around and everyone. I don't think I've ever really eaten with you guys up here like this. I feel so tall.
Dante is in a dark corner holding a bowl of whatever the food was made and just standing in the corner.
Alrighty.
Slave is eating his heart out. Just so happy. He's actually going to say, excuse me. No, this is a particular ask, but I've been without a decent glass of wine in so long.
Keegan's gonna chuckle, and Garrett is gonna let out a little. And Keegan's going to make his way. Don't you fucking dare!
Making my way.
Over to the kitchen, and you hear him fiddling in with some silverware, and he pulls out. Well, you're not seeing it exactly, but you hear the clank of some glass, and what you can presume is him popping a cork, and you hear the. Oh, damn it, hold on. And he comes walking over with this deep red wine, and he pours a cup for you. Anyone else?
would like some. I would like some, please, please, and thank you.
Of course.
As he's
And
pouring it,
yes.
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy on the wine, permeating it with bubbles, and I'm going to sit there swirling it as it does so. Watch the legs drip down and give it a good sniff.
Okay. You sniff it, and you get the scent of the winter berries that are so frequent around here that you've seen Soren work with.
Mhm.
You get the scent of possibly, you might guess, blackberries as well.
Nice.
And
Lovely
s-
bouquet.
and a light scent of cinnamon. You can
Oh,
tell he really likes his cinnamon.
complements so nicely with the dish. I'm going to take the daintiest of sips and make almost a slurping sound as it passes over my tongue. Divine.
And as you do swallow it down, you taste it go through the stages of these different berries. It warms your entire body as it falls down your gullet.
Is it dry or is it sweet?
It's 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 sweet, but not too sweet. Like it's not the sweetness that can almost give you a tummy ache. It's a very light sweet.
I'm going to savor this glass. Every sip of it.
But full flavored at the same time. It's a very comfortable drink.
I'm gonna
And
let sunshine dip into my glass.
okay. So you offer it to Sunshine, and
Let
Sunshine
it breathe, man. Come on, dude. What are you doing?
Oh, I did the same as you, but now sunshine has his way.
Sunshine goes to dive into the cup.
I'm gonna look at Laughter after taking a sip and being like, oh, this is like the candied bacon, right? That you told me about?
Sakura, what are you? And I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy on her glass as well. Just your glass fizzes for a second, and please swirl it, please.
I will do so. Like, probably almost a little too aggressively. Like this?
And you
You'll
spill
get
a
the hang
little
of
out
it.
of the cup.
Like this?
Yes. You have to let it breathe, and then you aerate it to get the notes swirling up. And now, as you sip, just let it just almost
Why I feel like
across your.
why is Tarshire breaking through right now?
While Laughter is having a meltdown over Sakura drinking wine, there's something I would like to do.
Alrighty, go right ahead.
I would like to mage hand and try and hide Laughter's drink while he's not looking.
Alrighty, give me a sleight of hand.
Alright.
And while that's happening, Sakura's still swirling it.
Ooh.
Laughter, when do I stop?
That is good. That is good. That is 21. Natural 19.
Okay, and what's your passive perception, Laughter?
What was it? The roll again?
21.
Oh yeah, that's. I think my passive is 16. Yeah, 16.
Alright, so you turn around and you look back and your wine is not there.
And Sakura's still swirling her wine. Have you breathed enough yet?
You just sip on that for real quick, and Laughter is going to place his hands on the table, get up, still possibly with food or something on his lip. Which one of you flatfoots took my wine?
Apparently, if you
And
let it
how's
breathe
Sunshine's
too
looking?
long.
What about Sunshine?
How's Sunshine's looking? he went into my goblet.
Yeah, Sunshine immediately dove headfirst into it with little tentacles waving around, and there's from the dive you lost a lot, and Keegan just immediately starts chuckling and comes over with a rag and starts patting it up, and there's nothing left in your cup.
God damn it, Sunshine.
Rez, lad, it's been so long since I've had a decent glass. Please, can you help a brother out?
I'm just messing with you. If you let it breathe too long, it grows legs and walks away, and I'll hand it back to him.
Oh, he's going to take a decent gulp. True.
Sakura's still stirring the wine. This takes forever to breathe. I breathe a lot easier than that. Watch. See, this one's taking a lot longer.
You can. I believe you can drink it now.
Oh, good. God, you looks at the wine. You take a long time to breathe. God. And takes a drink. Worth it.
Prestidigitation to turn it hot pink as she drinks it.
It's so worth it.
Looks pink, tastes red.
What?
Wait.
Looks pink, tastes red.
Yeah, you just made it hot pink for Sakura, the same color as her flowers. It's the pink.
I put my hand on Laughter. It's okay. They don't know proper etiquette for wine.
I just.
Excuse me, Dante. I let it breathe. Even
Yes,
though
but
it takes a long time.
It's the whole experience. And looks pink, tastes red, and
It's okay.
he's going to sip the wine and just get lost in thought.
It's okay. It's okay, Laughter.
I'll offer my glass to Laughter. Be like, you want to try the pink one?
I'm going to look at you. Yes, I would like to try that.
This one tastes like roses. No, I'm kidding. It tastes
What is this?
This one tastes exactly like the other one. To a T. The same notes and flavors.
I'm still going to be suspicious as I hand it back.
Well, I like it. And thank you very much for your guys' hospitality on having us here. And I'm going to look around at all of us. I guess we're an odd group of... And I will put my arms out to everyone in a shrug. Friends, right?
Yeah, I'm going to raise my glass.
And
So raise my
Keegan
glass.
and Garrett also raise their glasses. And they sit down and start.
And I think this is the brightest Sakura's ever smiled, honestly.
Dante's gonna shuffle over being emo and stuff and walk over between Sakura and Soren if they're next to each other. If not, then just next to Soren. And raise a glass high as he can. Say yes
To friends?
to new friends.
Chindan!
I'll
Salute.
open his glass.
As Wind raises his glass, he's just gonna chug the entire thing. What? Do I see where the wine bottles are?
They were in the kitchen, which there is a wall between the kitchen and the dining space.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Wind.
And
Before you leave, a flower?
Yes. I'm gonna reach out and grab the flower.
This is the best day of Sakura's life.
I'm gonna inspect it closely and put it in my pocket.
They smell
Oh,
pretty
fine.
too.
I shall hold it for later.
Imagine
Alrighty.
Sakura just sitting there, like, holding her wine, looking at everyone, smiling, and, like, shaking because she can't hardly contain herself with the excitement that's going through her body, but she doesn't want to ruin the moment.
So as everybody is sitting around the table enjoying their meals and laughing, Keegan, mostly looking towards Garrett, but just speaking generally, and he looks over at Keegan and says, "It seems that the creature in Bremen is acting up again." And Garrett, the joy in his face from being home kind of fades ever so slightly, and he says, "Oh, how many did it take this time?" Keegan says, "Well, a group of 3 of the finest fishermen." And Garrett just puts his head down, shakes his head. I wish there was something I could do to help them.
That
Well,
smells like a quest.
What if we go and we take care of it and you get to stay home and spend time with your family, because I really think you need that and you deserve it. Even injured, you made us go help people. Oh my god, where's Perilou?
Oh, I guess I've been forgetting to RP her.
I forgot to. I was just like, oh my god, wait. I was supposed to protect her.
We
She's at
misplaced
the,
the
she's at the
halfling!
gate,
Fuck, where'd she
at the
go?
gate to the town.
Her nimbness
Guys,
is her
We
nimbness
left
is
the
so good.
halfling.
Fuck.
We left the
No, I
halfling on
brought
the
her
mountain.
back. I brought her back. I did bring her back. Just-
She rolled a natural 20 on her stealth check to go back up the mountain.
As halflings tend to do.
Fuck.
No, she's there with you. I'm sorry.
She's just hanging out. Yeah, no worries. I can't believe I forgot that. I've been so focused.
It's like Ismark on Strahd, and then I fucking finally realized where the fuck is Ismark.
Yeah. After we got chased out of town with pitchforks.
Dragons
Wait a
and...
second.
Like, wait a minute, were we supposed to meet
Did we
Ismark at the
forget
bar?
someone? Oh, shit.
To be fair, we were at the bar a lot, and he never came out of his room.
He slept a lot. He was a very tired soul. It's probably best he didn't come.
Yeah.
Just saying. But,
Alrighty.
I'm gonna... I mean, we could handle that, and you stay here and heal and maybe take some time off. You guys are amazing, and I think you just need to do that for each other right now. Make more bread and do things like that. And we'll handle that, and we'll come tell you after.
Speaking of bread, it's around that time, I would say. If everybody's all full up, if you want some dessert. And Keegan trots off into the kitchen.
Looks
Garrett
over at
over.
Soren expectantly. Go get it.
And Garrett looks up and says, "There's a I mean, I never actually caught sight of it myself, but a lot of the fishermen have gone missing, and there's been... It's hard to discern truth from fiction. I'm not sure if it's just a extraordinarily large knucklehead trout or something else, but it's described as having a long neck.
It hides in the shadow of a corner.
It hides in the shadow of what?
A corner.
Oh, you're hiding in the shadow of a corner?
Yeah, as soon as you say large knucklehead trout, he hides in the shadow of a corner.
And Garrett
Dante
raises
sitting
an
in the
eye-
corner.
Garrett raises an eyebrow towards you. What were you doing, Blaine?
Oh no, I was saying I feel like Dante is like sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth, reciting like his version of the Lord's Prayer.
Um,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna look at Garrett. I'm gonna say, "Ah, yes. Do you speak of the lake monster that lies in Bremen?"
Yeah. Yes.
Does it
There's
need
a
350?
bitch. It might.
350. 350.
it So he looks at. Yes. It's hard to discern truth from fiction with these things. Of course, everyone has a different size. They say it is some as large as a man's, large as a house, anywhere in between. Um, it's said to have. Well, there's tales that say it has teeth the size of a boat, or a neck and a head that rises from the water. I can't say which is true or not myself, but the truth in the numbers of the fishermen that continue to go out there to feed everyone.
Heard whispers of this myself.
Yes, it's been something Bremen has been struggling with for some time, and that's where us and cargoes tend to get our fish. So it is definitely affecting more
It
than just
sounds
Bremen.
sounds like quest.
It's a quest indeed, I would say.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to the group and I'm gonna say, "Shall we go kill this lake monster that's terrorizing Bremen?"
Yes, but I'll only do it under one condition. And I'm gonna look over and look at Garrett and say, "You spend time home till we get back."
Garrett is he's gonna smirk and nod back at you.
Okay, then I will surely go.
And around this
The
time,
Huh.
you hear Keegan fumbling around in the kitchen, some clanking, and he comes back into the dining room with the bread sliced perfectly, and he places it down in the middle. Yes, Dante.
um, would I understand anything of a giant knucklehead trout?
I mean, you've heard of large knucklehead trouts before. You particularly, you've heard mention of fishermen going missing, etc., etc. But you don't know too much about what is going on there, as you've never investigated it yourself. Um, Pretty much what Garrett was saying. You hear all different kinds of things about it. You hear people shrugging it off, saying it's just a knucklehead trout, or they fell in because they were incompetent, or things of the like. So it's hard for you to discern exactly what is going on there.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem. Was there something you wanted to do, Starin? You were waving me.
I was just saying I would have been in there helping Keegan
Oh, you're in there
with
helping
bread.
Keegan. Okay. Okay, so you were helping him slice the bread and everything.
Yeah. And then I'd like to hand a piece out to each person.
Okay.
And I'm sure I would have heard. Well, actually, with my passive, would I have heard the mention of the knucklehead trout and then kind of shuffling into into a corner? Would I have noticed and then come out and see Dante away from everybody?
Your passive is 19, is that correct?
18, but
18. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you could definitely discern that. Yeah.
so the piece that I'm bringing over to Dante, I would minor illusion to a knucklehead trout.
Very small one.
Yes.
I will detect magic.
And you detect illusions.
And I'm just gonna stare at Soren and I said, I asked you to help me, not torment me, my friend.
Well, what are you talking about? And dispel the illusion. I don't. Are you? Do you have a fever? I'm gonna freeze my hand and put it to his forehead. Oh man, you're burning up. You're right.
If I assume correctly, the freezing on your hand starts to melt once you place it against my forehead.
That is fair, yeah.
I'll take
It
the muffin.
sizzles.
I'll take the muffin. I am famished. Just give me the muffin next time, Soren, please.
Yeah, it's what I'm doing. It's bread, but say you're mistaking bread for muffin. You're clearly under
What?
the weather.
Whatever.
And we're just gonna
And
stare with like the big anime eyes, like the gleam, just like
the
wait.
electricity between our heads, like.
Speaking of gleam eyes, pretty soon we will have a surprise cheer emote coming on very soon.
And
But
I'm just going to look at Soren like, thank you for the food. Yes. And I'm going to link down, like slide my back against, like link down on my ass, crisscross applesauce, and I'm going to open Book of Shadows.
alright.
I'll look at Laughter and be like, "Hey, I don't know, understand your name thing, but we could call Soren," and I'm gonna like whisper at him, "We should name him Muffin."
Yeah. With your passive, yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna minor illusion a chair in front of her.
Oh, another chair. What are the odds? You've tricked me before, demon chair.
I mean, you can call him Muffin if you want. I'm not telling you to do anything, but certainly does eat enough to warrant a name change, but nothing official.
Perhaps a nickname for when he does things like make Dante scared for some reason.
Just like oh, Muffin, something
Oh,
like that.
another muffin.
I'm going to have Blave take a Constitution saving throw
Okay.
to see if he gets drunk by the end of the night.
Alrighty, go right ahead.
Oh, that's a 10 total.
A 10 total. You are feeling good.
I'm also still drinking. I should probably do that too.
Yep, go right
I
ahead.
mean, yeah, I'm drinking too, so.
There's something I'd like to
Flump.
do after everybody's done.
Alrighty. Flump is gone. Flump is.
Shit, I rolled a natural 2. So a 4.
You are really feeling good.
19 for Dante. I should make
Alright.
one for fun too. Hold on.
I'm gonna look
He drank.
around and be like, see that chair, and like now that chair is just calling to me at this point. And
Do it. It's taunting you, Ember. It's taunting you.
Sunshine got a 10.
Okay, yeah, Sunshine is passed out upside down in your cup, burping up bubbles.
Sakura's gonna get up and be like, it's just such a nice chair. Fine. And sits
Look
in
at the
the chair.
woodworking.
I imagine there's something on that chair that just makes it prettier than the other chairs.
There's something about it. It just looks nice.
And you'd fall right through it.
Fuck! He's one of those. Blake's gonna raise a fist to the sky. Screw you, chair gods! He's gonna pass out on the table.
Alrighty. Sakura, you feel something against your neck, and you feel something scratch you, and you start feeling, and there's a knife floating at your throat.
Do I see this?
Do I see this?
No, nobody else notices it. Not with your passives. I did take passives into account.
I will sober up a bit and feel it. And just take my hand and lower it down to my lap. Glance around, make sure no one saw. And whisper, and I'm sorry, but not here. And I will just tuck the knife away. And do I have any visual blood on me, on my neck from it?
You have a few dribbles. Just a few spots of blood.
I will quickly clean that up. And yeah, just whisper to myself to where hopefully no one hears. Not in front of my friends, please.
And you just feel a cold wind.
And then she will stand up and plaster that back on and slip the knife away and move on and see Laughter passed out on the table. And I'm
Alright.
gonna boop him.
Okay. Laughter, give me a give me a con check to see if it wakes you up at all.
Hold on, I'm running back to the other side of the house again because we thought we were done rolling.
I booped you. Get your ass back here. You have been booped, sir.
Well,
You've been summoned by the boop.
'Tis time for the booping.
oh, that's a 15 total.
You wake up. Yeah, you do wake up to the boop. Like as the boop commences, your eyes open.
And Sakura's probably right there. Hi.
Amber, hi.
You fell asleep at the table.
Oh. Need to get me more of that wine. Can I get you something?
I just figured you'd want to not sleep, like, at the table. Can I I will help you if you need it, as she's, like, kind of all ditzy and drunk.
I'm fine. Yeah, that's okay with me.
So I will put his arm over my shoulder. I don't know how well this is gonna go. And try to guide him to the couch.
Okay, give me a strength check, Sakura.
Oh Lord. Oh shit, I am horrible at strength. Oh boy.
We'll do just straight roll because of what just happened. Definitely sobered you up quite a bit.
Okay. Oh, a 10.
That's 10. Laughter, give me a dex save with disadvantage, please.
Oh, against a
Because you are
10?
plastered.
Against a 10, this isn't going to go very well.
Oh, 4 plus 3, 7. Oh, wait, X
You
save?
fall to the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's trying her best, but you just like.
Hey, wait, would my tail inadvertently, like, help me?
Unfortunately, with a 7, was it? No.
It probably accidentally smacked me in like the ankle a little bit, like, ow,
Yeah.
okay, come on.
As you just land on the ground, and there you lay.
I will put my cloak over Laughter and find a nearby pillow and put it under his head.
Okay.
Okay, he'll be fine. And I will take a piece of that bread and put it next to his face, like to where, like, if he opened his eyes, he's gonna see a slice of bread right there and ready.
Immediately, 4 dogs are surrounding the bread.
I'll turn around. No, 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 and no. That's
They
his
all
bread.
sit down. They all sit down, and one of them, their lip kind of like, not in a growl or baring their teeth, in like a really doofy way. Their lip, like, part of it in the front just kind of curls up, and you just see like one little tooth.
No, no. That's his bread. And I'm sure you guys get fed really well. So let
They
him have
all-
this one.
They all
It's
lay
not a
down
book.
at the word fed.
It's not a book.
Not a
And
When he says it's not a book, Dante's gonna roll his eyes and fucking cover up.
You broke her. You fucking broke her.
I'm gonna put a line of flowers in front of the bread and look at them. You don't go past that, okay? And I'm gonna like make sure I make eye contact with everyone.
They just lay
His
there.
name's Craig.
And I will play fetch with all of you in the morning if you do this. All of you. I will do it with all of you.
One of them goes belly up.
I will rub his belly. But this doesn't mean that I'm not the one telling you what to do, but god damn it, you're so cute. Okay. And now we're agreeing with each other, right?
They cock their heads at you in unison, except for the one that's belly up.
Okay. But in turn, I will probably like take a pillow and be like a few feet away from Laughter and be like, okay, but you guys can sleep with me. You just stay right here. I'll know if you get up, and I'm just gonna commence a dog pile.
And dog pile commences immediately. And Keegan just chuckles as he goes into a different room, and he comes out with a bunch of blankets and pillows.
Sea monkey stole my wallet.
Dante is going to graciously accept, nod his head. I'm glad we were able to fulfill what you needed. I'm very tired. Thank you for your hospitality and the food. And he's going to go sit in a corner, slink down in corner, and cover himself for bed.
Really simple enough.
DM.
Mhm.
So through the night after everything winds down, people are passing out and everything. 2 things. I'd like to play the song on my ocarina.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
If I can get over to my. Oh, okay, not bad. Performance 15.
15. You get very close. And Keegan looks over and says, You've almost got it. I've never heard it put into notes before.
Almost.
Almost. And he's going to take out his mortar and pestle and start. Actually, no, he's going to take out a fresh piece of scrimshaw and start working it with a chisel, doing the same melody with his chisel.
So I'll play along with him and like try to
Alright.
attempt to get it.
Okay.
Other thing, after a while of doing that, I'm gonna take out I guess one Craig Cat skull because I would have carried it with me, both of them with me. One of them should be big enough to make 2 masks, right? I would imagine it's pretty big. Okay. So through the night, I'd like to work and create our mask, mine and Silmay's. Another replica, 2 of them one for Garrett and one for Keegan.
Alrighty, simple enough. And you are not sleeping?
I mean, I would take my 4 hours,
Okay.
but you know, this because everybody pretty much passes out after dinner. I'm sure there's time, and I'd work for the most part.
Okay, yeah, no problem at all. Is there anything else anybody would like to do before we call it for the night?
Yes, please. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Blaine. You first.
I'd like to go outside and sit with Cirrus and draw in my journal.
Oh,
Do I see the northern?
All of the axe beaks are inside. Keegan doesn't leave animals outside.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna bring Cirrus out with me to go potty then.
Okay, simple enough.
Potty run is
All creatures
and
are welcome in Keegan's house.
fantastic. So then I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna watch the Aurora Borealis up.
Yep.
I'm gonna sit there and watch the Aurora Borealis.
And you see
and try.
You see greens and purples, some hints of pink, and then an icy blue starts from the north and makes its way towards you, and you start to see it shimmer as it makes its way through the lights.
And draw what I just saw.
Okay. Simple enough.
And then eventually go back inside and with Sirius, of course, and pass out.
Okay. Dante?
I want to do a little bit of something. First, I'm going to have Sunshine come out just to me and speak through our minds. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
Nothing has happened to you recently?
Well, it's gotten very warm, and we got really mad. But it's okay. He doesn't hurt me.
He doesn't hurt you.
He doesn't hurt me?
You know who he is.
And Sunshine just kind of cocks his lumpy head. And
Well, of course!
And who is he?
He's you! And he's me! And we are all three. We!
We, yes. How about you go to bed? Go snuggle up with Sacura and Moon.
I like them.
And all the little pups there. Go ahead and snuggle and be warm.
Okay.
I have to speak to him real quick.
And Plump or Sunshine immediately goes and curls underneath of Sakura. Or I guess Sakura doesn't have her cloak on because that is on laughter, but
I'm
Sunshine
covered by a
snuggles.
lot of dogs for what it's worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sunshine snuggles between like again.
Did
Flumpers.
You're fine. I hear everything. Oh, Shannon dropped. Oh, there she is.
What was that?
Nothing. Shannon dropped for like a split second.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm going to grab my new tome, and I'm going to open it, and I'm just going to start flipping through the pages, and I'm going to say, "Who are you? And what do you want from me?"
Well, at this moment in time, it seems I am you. What I want from you, I want you to continue seeking knowledge. I want you to fill my book with as much knowledge as you can.
I mean, I'm about knowledge, but you seem adamant in a different way.
In what way is that?
Seems more aggressive than I'm used to.
Because I'm teaching you to have a backbone.
Perhaps, but does a backbone come with anger?
It comes with not enjoying disrespect.
Disrespect is... Am I disrespecting you?
You are not. You are not the one marking my body.
Your body. This is my body.
Oh, to be so young and naive.
Other than knowledge, is there anything else you seek? Why grant me this tome?
Can't have my body dying now, can I?
I'll say again, this is not your body. Already lost it once, not going to lose it again.
Yes, well. All in time. You are not ready for the knowledge that I have. But soon.
I'll just scoff and close the book. Put it in one of my book harnesses and just sit and cross my arms and nod off against Lloyd.
Okay. And this is outside?
Inside.
Inside, okay.
In the dark corner that I sling to.
Okay. No problem. Wind, was there anything you wanted to do before we sign off for the night?
No.
Okay. You made it seem like there was something, and then no.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
we're still in Targov, right?
Targos, yes.
Yes, Targos. Yes, yeah. No,
Yes,
no.
we are.
Yep.
Yep. Alrighty. Okay, well, I think this is a good place to cut it for the night.
What an amazing game.
It's a really
I
good RP
love
tonight.
you all. I said this earlier, but I love you all.
You better give me
Really good.
my cloak back, Laughter.
Once I figure out that I'm underneath somebody else's cloak, I'll be like, "Oh, this smells like flowers. Oh, it's yours."
Yeah,
Probably.
pretty much.
Probably.
Alrighty, yeah, you guys definitely got to know each other a lot better tonight and create further bonds, and I love seeing that with you all. Well, at that, all right, all you nerds watching at home. Tomorrow we do have Heart of the Wild, where we will take all of the votes into account for if Jerry lives or dies.
Tomorrow's Monday.
Tomorrow's Monday. That will be on Tuesday. And be sure to tune in on Wednesday for our PvP between DMs and players, where Milo and myself will be battling it out with. What did the numbers dwindle down to? 4?
4 now. 4v2.
You poor.
I'm not ready.
Looks like 5 people got scared and backed out of the fight.
I was talking so much shit,
Were.
and now it's down to 4.
You're gonna learn not to fuck with your DMs.
Yeah. I'm scared.
Alrighty.
See, I've already learned not to fuck with the DM. That's just a bad idea.
And that's why Alex will not be there. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. We will be having a special giveaway during that session, so be sure to tune in for it. I will say for now, to qualify, you do need to be following us. So if you want to qualify for the big old giveaway, you can hit that follow button. Yeah, we will be giving away one of our t-shirts. Brand new design, just created. Very excited about that. Further details will come during that big old PvP. And we do have some new things in the merch shop. We are working on our ability score line. We currently have a brand new dexterity backpack with our banner on it and logo hidden somewhere. Let us know if you find it. We have a matching Constitution one as well, and we will have more ability score gear coming in the near future that was created by Milo and myself, working in tandem to create them. So it is very exciting.
I'm excited. Wait a second.
Yeah. Yup. Alrighty, I will pass this off to scheduling real quick.
Once again, for scheduling, we have Dungeons and Dragons every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and alternating Tuesdays. This coming up Tuesday will not be one. So it would be 2 weeks from now. And so every off day will be video games. Monday will be Resident Evil, and just check our schedule for the schedule.
The
Tomorrow.
Resident Evil streams are so wonderful. You get to hear Miguel here screaming and running and crying in fear. We do have a clip for it called Manly Screams. They are not
It's
very
the best.
manly.
It's
Check
the
them out.
manliest. It's the manliest of screams, and tune into that tomorrow at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time to catch me do all the screaming. I think I'm pretty close to ending Leon's part of it. I'm not sure, but there's so much more to come and so much more screams to come.
And remember, save them nerd bucks if you want to hear him beatbox. Just like also the way you got to hear Ansley attempt to impersonate Pendragon.
Barely.
It's so hard.
I feel like it went better than you intimidating Strahd, and that didn't even cost us anything.
Very true.
Yep. Alrighty. So, thank you all for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for Resident Evil. And as always, stay natural, you nerds.
Stay natural, you nerds.
Heck yes, stay natural, nerds, and we love y'all.